properly. He locks me down. He's got pressure on it. I can't lift this thing up. Oh shit, that's terrible. The object in this little game is to get a little bend in my elbows. To lift him, I would have to bend my elbows, get him up there, right? So I'm actually going to tilt my whole body in just slightly. Some people tie this to a breath. You don't have to. And once I've tilted in just slightly, I'm going to keep what I got in terms of the bend that's just affected in my elbow by my body closing toward my wrist joints. My hands are still loose and light. Once that's happened, I'm going to cant my body back. So the lifting function is the whole body, cantilevering in and out. It's not a lifting function that comes up from here at all, right? Once you got that going, you say, hey, look what I can do, right? You say, oh, I can't lift. We can't in, we hold what we got, we can't out. From there, it's just like you're turning your hands over. If you try to turn your hands over when it's locked down, minimal effect on the guy. You get about, I don't know, any kind of lift off at all. You relieve all that pressure, and suddenly he becomes a vulnerable mechanism. He's really strong as long as it's pinned down. Can't in, can't back out. Turn. Very small action. Cool? Try it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. There you go. All right. Stupid human trick. Oh, man. You don't have to get on the ground to do it. You can do it standing if you like. If you're locked down and you can't in, you get the elbow change and you come back up. That works fine too. Let them get complete pressure on you. What's that?
Just lean back a little bit.
You lean in with the whole posture, head up, and it changes the bend in the elbow, right? So if your elbows are straight to start, when you lean in, boom, you let that relax. Now hold this same bend when you come back. No, you let it change. Hold the same bend. Keep it. Yeah, here. Feel it. Arms are basically straight. You got pressure down. I can't lift. I come in. I keep the bend that I just got there when I come back. So my frame lifts you, not my elbows. Okay? You can have very great pressure down. Boom. Yeah, oh, sure. He's killing me, man. I can't lift at all. Elbows bend because I bend in. Keep the bend you got when you come back out. And then you get a jack. It's like a big lever picking him up. Okay, cool. Cool. That's right. Cool. It looks like people are doing it. That's good. Cool. Extra credit. Extra credit. Oh, you lie down. Come here, Tony. He's doing a push-up on my hands. He can do it from his knees or his feet or however you like. You say, shit, there's no possible way you can get off the deck here. Can't be done. Again, it's like pulling. You're canting in. Cant in. Everything changes in the elbow relationship. You can't back out. Turn him over. It's the body that picks him up. The elbow bending does not pick him up. If you try to pick him up from the elbow, good luck. Eventually you'll get, Big Henry on you or something. And you'll hit the limited range of what your body cantilevering will do. But again, you're not trying to lift it up into space. You're going ½ inch or less off the deck. Just enough to take... Just enough to get elevation so that you can cause rotation. Cool? Cool. Thank you.
This is the part about getting them up. I thought this was allowed to do that.
Some they got
Model's coming. No, it's Moose first, then Dan Pearson, then Model. That's what's on the schedule.
Oh, okay. So Moose is any time, or Moose is in.
We're waiting for Moose to put his gi on. He showed up a little late. Yeah, man. Extra credit.
He gets a star.
Oh, good. You got it. Good. Of all people, I would imagine. Yeah. It's like, why do we do chest crawl, right? A little bit of chest crawl. Over time, that little chest crawl action can be very small.
You're pushing with the body first of all. The hips got to be
Oh, yeah.
And then when you feel back, keep your arm. My whole head got popped off.
You doing okay? You're hurting?
I'm sore, man. I told him already.
Yeah?
That's one thing about judo, though. It keeps it real, don't it?
We got about 30 minutes left, and then it's on to Dan. Okay. All right, man. That's great. That's great.
Eric right here.
Hey, Eric. Nice to meet you, brother. Welcome, welcome.
Next guy that owns the place.
Yeah. Glad to have you, man. Okay. So
I'm here.
he's got me.
I come in,
Right.
and then what happens?
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Bring your palms together if you can. And then, like you're praying a little bit.
Okay.
And then turn them. Oh, you turned you. Watch.
Okay.
And you got pressure down. It's out in space. We get this a little bit. And you turn it over. We're just getting enough to get up here. He won't let me get up there, right? Don't let me get up there.
Yeah.
I'm coming in like a little chest crawl. I come back, and as I come back, the whole thing.
Okay. I didn't come back.
You scooch in, you scooch out, and yeah.
Okay.
Cool?
Okay.
I wasn't getting the twisty wrist.
Yep, feel it. It's like, oh, I can't do. I come back and I can lift them.
Okay.
And I can
It's like
turn 'em.
moving the supports out.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're knocking the legs out from under the chair. That's right.
Okay.
Cool.
Here I am.
Cool. Stupid human tricks. There we go. Chest crawl and rotate. Chest crawl, roll back, rotate. Love it. Yeah. Now, goddamn it, don't let me do it. You stop me, goddamn it.
You know what I'm about to do. Don't let me do that.
Good. Hey, good morning. Good to see you, man. Welcome. Hi, Ron. Okie dokie. Love it. Good.
This one. No,
Oh, we're doing the surface. Yeah, out here week on your own body. Real strong.
So, could you come over?
Sure.
I'm feeling like I'm turning my wrists too much. Once we have him up,
Right.
then how much do you, I feel like I'm turning my wrist
Right.
as opposed to just
Cat
thinking
in,
about.
cat back, hands come together.
Okay, so I come in there.
Just a little bit. Good. And as you change and you pull back again, your hands come together like a little prayer, and then you turn both of them.
Turn my hand.
Yeah. Okay. So, oh man, he's
Because
pinned me
I felt like I
down.
was trying to power him over with my wrist.
Cantilever in,
Yeah.
cantilever back out.
Oh, that has to come.
Turn the hands like this.
Okay.
Cool?
Thank you.
Okay.
So I'll grab you.
Cool. Hey, good morning, Dan Pearson. Did you sleep well?
I did.
I heard good reviews.
It's good.
Yeah, just
exactly.
swashbuckling. Okay, straight. No, Robert Highland's like, I can see where Aikido's coming from because of the weapon work that you were doing. I said, cool. Too cool, man. Sweet. 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 Stupid human tricks, man. How you sleep, John? You doing all right? So. Oh, yeah. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Moose just fell off. Oh, there he is. All right, Mate. I'm on deck. I love this. Decking in the octagon. So my shtick is about this silly, stupid human tricks, right? And who can tell me what we did yesterday a little bit so I can get it back in my head? Anybody remember the first thing we did? So come here, show me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, we can do another question.
No, we're not going to do it.
Okay, so I'm here like this, and what do I do?
You were going to push me.
I'm going to push you over. See
I
if,
was just going to lift.
oh, yeah, so you create a vector. And then what do we do with that?
Then we were going to do it without the fingers.
Oh, okay. Can you do that?
Maybe.
Here we try. And again, partners are not trying to overcome them, and they're trying to give them a weight to lift, right? So you're acting as if you're a incremental resistance for her to work with. Yeah, that's pretty good. A little more. Mm-hmm. Yes, even better. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Everybody kind of remember that thing? Cool. What's after that?
That was it. You just asked for one.
Yeah, I asked for one. That's true.
I gave you two.
Okay, that's good. Who's next? Who else can tell me what we did? Anybody else? Nobody remembers? What happened after that? Oh, we stood up, didn't we? And what happened then?
Push me over.
I push you over? Ha-ha, I can push you over.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then I lift the center line and drop down.
Did you drop down, really?
I pull my knees forward.
Oh, you pulled your knees forward. That's smart. I left something out too. As you pull your knees forward and you stretch up from the base of the spine to the top of the head, also helps to kind of pull the navel toward the spine. I left that out yesterday because, hell, my mind is gone. And I suck at these things. I'm just a beginner. So as he's doing it, navel to the spine, knees pull forward, stretch up and down. Yes. Very good. Yeah. And when we drive sideways, pretty good. And the way we test it, how do we test it?
Bobble.
We put pressure on him, and if he starts leaning, he'll have a bobble. We put pressure on it if he's doing it well, and I pull it away, no bobble. Remember that? Cool. What else we do? Thank you, Brian. Is that all we did? What's the waterfall thing? You just, yeah, so tell us about it. This is a trick. I'm like, I want to hear feedback so that I actually hear that a signal has gone out, gone in somebody else's brain, gotten semi-metabolized, and comes back out to haunt me. This is a trick. Go ahead.
So the waterfall thing was where you thought about being in a waterfall and everything.
In a waterfall.
You pulling you down, but then you again think about elongating that whatever you said about the fascia.
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So on the outside, you're thinking down, and on the inside, you're thinking that's elongated.
Elongating straight up to the middle of it.
And we had our hands like this, and we were thinking
That's cool.
down.
Right.
And people would try to lift you. Only I'm gonna have to. Oh, you're going to lift me. Right
I can lift you. Ha, ha, ha.
I haven't got the waterfall.
Okay, so I might get that waterfall going.
Well,
huh?
I'm going to think about the.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, and that's body drop. She's
Yeah, and I
body
got
dropping
2 10
in a non-obvious way. That's pretty good, though. And the tension we're looking for is equal to a
Yawn.
The bodily tension you're trying to execute these with should be around a yawn. So you can test yourself whenever you're doing it. If you're exceeding a yawn, what does that mean? You suck, right. If it's more than a yawn, you're doing it wrong. Okay, so here we go. So I'm lifting, and she has this down action going. Go ahead. Yeah. Good. Then what happens on top of that? Remember that part? Okay, so she's lifting. I've got that sense of everything falling down on the exterior part of my body. And she's already feeling like kind of weighted. This is something bearing on her already. If I have that second part of the waterfall routine going, in other words, the part that goes up, I didn't add any pressure down. The stretch up added the extra effect. So if she has that down thing happening on me, there you go. Come on. Oh, come on.
I'm usually with 2 hands. This
Okay.
one hand thing is.
Okay, sorry.
So.
There you go. And now you stretch up. Ooh, damn. There's a palpable difference, but she doesn't feel any pressure change at the point of contact, which is pretty trippy. So this is, again, stupid human tricks. Makes no sense at all. Thank you. Good. What else have we done with this stuff? I know there's at least one more for some of you. Some of you were in the back swinging sticks and missed it.
Not naming names.
Not naming names, but you don't remember? What's that? Tug of war, yeah. Who did tug of war? Tug of war, come. See, I was thinking of a thing this morning, I forgot about tug of war. And what happened in tug of war, man?
You get slightly off the line.
Okay, where do we start?
On this line.
We're on a line, like we're.
So if you pull,
I win.
bridges.
Yay.
If I get off the line slightly,
Oh, very good. Little divergence off the line. And is there another trick to that?
yeah, you get the elbow off.
Oh, yes. So he could do it big and obvious and create a vector. He can do it very small. Over time, it's very small. Very small. Cool. Excellent. Cool. What else? I know there's at least one more. Nobody? Oh, that's good. Come on. Man. So what am I doing? I'm punching you in the chin statically. And I'm pressing. Oh, shit. I'm over here. Creating a vector, releasing the vector, and watching the resultant. What else happened with that? You remember that? I'm pushing. And he replaces. The pressure equalizes between the pressure I'm pushing in on and the pressure he gets at the point of vectoring. And suddenly my nervous system is like, I'm still pushing that way. But you find out you're not. Cool. Excellent. Anything else? What?
Press-ups from this morning.
Ah, there we go. That's the one the Jodo people missed. Come show me, man. What's happening? Oh, you want to start with the hard one?
I couldn't remember what they...
Okay. Let's go. We'll go straight to the hard one. And what am I doing?
You put all your weight on my foot.
I lean on you. Okay. Can't get my hands off the ground.
And so I...
Like a little chest crawl. Then, as your body comes back a little bit, then what happens? Oh, and you turn. Cool. This is canting. We're cantilevering. We're picking up the pressure. Come here. Come on, Robert. You're a good-sized guy for me. Good. He's got me locked down. We're under great duress here, and I can promise this does count as great duress. From this great duress, I would like to bend my elbows. How the hell do I bend my elbows? I can't pick them up. That goes nowhere fast. I can, however, tilt in slightly, cant my elbows. I again want to kind of pull my abdomen to my navel toward my back. And when I cant back out, he comes up a little. When it comes up a little, and we're talking just enough to have a tiny little bit of room for action, you can turn. Cool? If I try to turn while it's still down, I will hit abject failure, right? Shit. Shit. It's like, that really sucks. Little cant, little up, and over. So, some of you didn't get a chance to do that this morning. Try it sitting. You can be Seiza or sitting lazy style. And then try it with your arms out in front of you. That's really kind of a weird one, where you put your arms out and they lock you down like they're doing a push-up. Little draw in like you're making a chest crawl from judo. Just a little bit. As you draw them in, they start to tick forward slightly. You go back to where you came from and you'll get a little tiny lift. Your hands kind of come together like we're going to make the church steeple. Once they come a millimeter or two off the ground, turn them. Cool? So try that one, we'll go from there. Great. Great. Try it. Stupid human tricks. Good, good. By default, tend to work independently, except for stuff like walking, right? Arms, when we start doing fine motor control, tend to be, I'm going to do this with this hand, I'm going to do that with that hand. They tend to take turns as well. You start doing martial arts, your hands start coordinating differently. But basically, what this concept is, you think about everything from the tip of this finger down to the tip of that finger as one long line on a frame. And you can think about it, they also talk about having like, imagine that old thing about holding eggs under your armpits, you know? You ever hear that from the sword people and the stick people? Like you have pulleys here. Like there's a winding function that happens in this process so that they can open and close a little. Open and close a little. That's one big thing. And you want them to operate at the same time. So if this is going this way, this is going that way. You don't want to have the independent thing. Cool? Cool. And this becomes kind of interesting. Come here, Richard. Richard's on my arm. And he's doing stuff. And if he's in an architecturally superior position to me, we can all kind of agree that can't go at him very well. He's got two hands on it. I'm facing this way like I'm going to fight with John over there. I'm in a bad way to fight with him over here. And if I try to push at him with this arm, what happens? I'm pushing me that way. Kind of sucks. If I want to take this and go at him and enter his center, this arm becomes neutralized. All it does is you have that sensation of that little bit of turning in and connecting it to the frame. So it becomes part of the larger picture. It's no longer a separate piece pushing. Then you ignore that. You cease to try to be monitoring any sort of pressure or push there. You tie it over here. Let me get cool again. And then this moves. This side. You concentrate from the wrong side. You concentrate on the side that's not being held or pushed against. This is what you have with Ueshiba holding the stick out. Now, to do it with a stick, I ain't that good. Like I said, I suck at this stuff. To do the stick trick, you actually have to build a grip, like an old farmer grip carrying milk cans, so that you can just turn that into a new joint in your body and do the same thing. The whole thing comes in, and you don't try to force it with this arm at all. This arm goes back and down. The resultant effect happens on the other side of the frame. Cool? So over time, you'll wind up doing the stupid trick of holding the stick out in the guys, and he would get up to 2-3 guys pushing on that stick on one side, and then knock them over. That's how you do it. Now, also what's happening in this, when you have a big load from the lateral side, is this crisscross diagram in the body here. When you have to turn and exhibit these effects under great loads, you want to connect this side all the way down to the opposite foot. You want to connect this side all the way down to the opposite foot. If you only have one guy you're dealing with, inside or outside my arm, I don't care. Good. And I have to exhibit this force to him. I bring my elbows a little in. I close my armpit slightly. I make a unified frame. This side hits him. I didn't really have to feel much pressure that got below my torso or so. If I put two guys on it, come on, Jeff, you get with him. Yeah. It's interesting how you'll stack them up. You'll start feeling different things. They're resisting that way. Good. I got to get the elbows right. I got to get the armpits right. I got to let this go like it's just Sugar Plum Fairy out there, and this side comes. I feel it into my thigh now. Again, the tension in the body is not more than a yawn, but I can feel it connecting actively here. When you get 3 or 4 people on it, you'll feel it down to your feet. Okay? So you want to kind of look for that if you do this experiment, right? It's the same if you go to the inside, by the way. He's here, and I want to overcome Jeff. I'm pushing Jeff, and he's obviously got me. I'm in a sucky place to get him, right? Connect the frame, elbows change, underarms change, this goes away. I ignore Jeff and move this. That's where the conscious intention's going, here. Cool? It's also good not to turn your head too much. You'd like to keep it square, because why? We're keeping a line of tension from the top of the head down to those feet. And if you unhook your head and start looking at your work, part of that rubber band is getting loose at one point, right? You want a tension that's not heavy. It's not an intense tension, but it is consistent. You like a consistent tension, which means basically you're operating in this kind of mode rather than this kind of mode. Cool?
Even when you were doing this, I was affected where my weight would transfer on my feet.
Okay.
Just do that.
So I changed from here to here?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it Kazushi? Yeah. But can he deal with that? Easily. Can you deal with this?
No.
Not so easily. Okay. So try that. One big frame, fingertip to fingertip, across the front, across the back, like it's a frame device. A slight feeling of rolling in under the armpits, however you want to visualize that. If you like to squeeze eggs under your armpits, go home and get some eggs. No, if you like to think about the pulley mechanism some people talk about, try that. Yeah, I don't know, but you'll hit a point where you go, yeah, it's all one thing, cool. And then start to motivate a turn, but get your head out of where the pressure is. Get your head out of where the contact point is. Work from the opposite side. Cool? Try it. Try it. This one's not easier. We're getting toward the harder end. So if you fail a lot, that's normal. You unify the body in a different kind of way. So we're not doing anything special. We're not doing anything weird. We're doing something your subconscious is already well aware of in most of this stuff. We just don't usually have a conscious engagement with it. When you look at the internal power discussions that go on from antiquity forward in the systems that are still preserving any of these kind of things, you get some language. You get some stuff about balancing the 6 directions. Up, down, forward, backward, side to side. So anything you're doing over here wants to balance over there. Anything you're going down with your knees or forward, you want to stretch up at the same time. It's balancing 6 directions. Simple thing to remember, right? Talking about the bows of the body, the bows of the arms, the bows of the legs. Bows of the arms, bows of the legs, bows of the spine. Is our spine going like this or going like that? Going like this or going like that? That's a big part of the deal. There's another bit they talk about, the 8. It's basically the 8 skill sets. And the first of the 8 is to soften and connect. So this begins to tie it to the world that we're really familiar with, that soft, light, sensitive touch. That it's like, if I want to get old Harold here and affect him, and I just say, Harold, I'm going to throw you. You get something like that, right? Default setting, I exert force on Harold. Harold stumbles around and says, you asshole, don't do that to me. Different thing if you reach up and you connect into his center in a soft kind of way and you exert force from a place he's not ready for and you stick to him, you have this different weird effect. You start affecting Kazushi on contact and you start affecting it with pressures they have a hard time responding to. They're not getting the signals that they're used to, the default signals that the nervous system says, oh, this is what's next. They're getting a set of confusing signals. Cool. Like that same pressure. When we had the pressure here and then you took the chin away, same kind of deal. Soften, connect is that one. Next is to open and close. Opening and closing the body or parts of the body, a feeling of stretching. And if you were to stretch and let it fully express, open would be and close would be right? It's that you're doing that sort of activity, but you don't look like you're doing anything. What does that mean? It means that you try to coil and open everything in your frame from your feet up to the top of your head, but try to make it so it doesn't look like nothing. But it's work, and you're like, fuck, this is work. And then we're going to close. And when you close, you don't turn that off and then go to close. You go to open, you keep that same level of tension, not a high level of tension, but enough to concentrate on, like a yawn. And then we keep that tension as we go to close. And we keep that tension as we go to open again. Okay? Subtle stuff going on inside your body. You can have twist and release. That's another one. And you can think about this one like this sort of activity. Everything in your body twisting from the feet all the way up to the top of the head, coiling, looking toward the hand that's turned up. This is going down as this is going up. Boom, 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 yeah. And try to affect it with as little exterior motion as you can, and feel like you have a surface suit on, which is your skin and your bones, and all the muscle and myofascial tissue inside of that is coiling this way and coiling that way. And again, trying not to have a break. There's a big tendency to go this way, turn it off, relax. Fuck, that was work. Go that way, turn it off, go. Ideally, under tension this way, still under tension as we go back the other way, no break. That's a big deal. If you make breaks, you're making openings. You're making suki, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Twist, release, open, close. Oh, stretch, contract. Imagine that your whole body is like a big, you hear some of the Chinese guys talk about, imagine your body's like a suit, and we're going to inflate that suit like we're a balloon person. Like we're the big balloon person in a parade, right? And they stuck the air hose in us, and we have this feeling of inflation. Everything trying to go out and open and be bigger. And then contraction. Everything condensing down toward the center line. Condensing down. Those are the 8 main skills that people do with this kind of stuff. And over time, just working on with yourself a few minutes a day, you can kind of sensitize yourself to that in a conscious way. Your body's already capable of it, does it all the time. We're just not aware of using it, and we're not usually able to consciously engage it to do special tricks. Stupid human tricks. Cool? Which again, really are interesting for grapplers. I think they probably primarily come from grappling. Primarily. What am I leaving out, Brad?
We'll do the back and over.
Thank you. God, my memory's awful. With all that in mind, we're going to play a little game with it in which we're going to come up and have a sense of rising up this superficial back line, base of the feet, up to the top of the head. I'll get Roy. So I want Roy to imagine from the base of your feet under your heels, lift your heel for me, right under here, and start a sense of up, lifting up all the way here. Hardin says you get around your butt and people lose it. So you kind of have to think about jumping to your belt line. Most folks, their sensitivity on the back side of their body tends to be a little non-developed out their ass for whatever reason. If your ass is developed and you feel it just fine, okay. But many people aren't. And so he said you'll have this sense of lifting, rising, lifting, rising, lifting, rising, and you may have to jump. That's okay if you do. From the belt line up, 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 up the back of the body, up, 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 over the top of the head. And as it goes to the forehead, down. The front of the body, down. Yin rising, yang rising, yin falling. The weight doesn't want to significantly shift fore and aft on the feet. If we're doing back and forth, it's too big. Want to make it smaller, okay? So just do that for yourself for a second. Up the back, over the top, down the front. and kind of get a circulation going. And it can be slow to start with. That's cool. When you hear him talk about the macrocosmic orbit, this is one expression of that. This is a martial expression of it. You see it described in Qigong, and you see it described in Chinese medical, which is more circulating up here through the torso. This is your whole body coming up over the top, down. Watch out, don't shift. I suck at this, I just shifted. Down. So you got that going? I'm going to hook onto it. Let me feel. Ooh. Keep going, keep going. Don't stop just because you got me. Keep over the top, come on. Down. Ooh, yeah. It's hitting like a pulse. And your partner should be able to feel the palpable result. They hook onto that. You go up over the top and down. There's a real body rise. There's a real body drop. Doesn't look like it. Looks like nothing. And at the same time, you can feel it in their body as it's happening. Yes?
I find it difficult to do this without breathing with it. Like,
You can breathe with it if you like.
and then exhale.
There's a whole bunch of systems that work with the breath with this, and there's other systems that say try to minimize your breath tied to this because it gives it away. Back to move. You see him breathing in, you see him breathing out. There's a big signal right there. Most people are never even aware of that. The Daito people keep the breath real even so that they can express the up or the down on either in or out breath. But if it helps to develop it with the in breath and the out breath and the in breath and the out breath and then disconnect it from the breath, that's fine. It's cool. Try it. Try it. Do it for a second, then get a partner and have them hook on and see if they can feel that ride. You're becoming a lathe that is spinning. It might be spinning real slow, but it's spinning. And somebody reaches up and grabs that lathe. And what happens? They get to ride it, okay? You just want a lathe that they can't see as they get there. Try it. Try it. Try it. Try it. Again, not the easy end of the spectrum. We're getting toward the harder stuff. Good.
Well, it'd be better for me to wait till 67, but you know,
He's coming up. He's coming over the top. Give me more down. Give me more down. Give me more down. Give me more down. There you go.
Higher going down.
Yeah.
Feel this up here.
Right.
I guess I can visualize that.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah.
So does this go all the way, just to the feet?
All to the feet.
Yeah, because I kind of get hung up right here.
No, no, no. This is a cycle that starts at my feet, starts at the back side, like my plantar of my feet, and up through the top. And you feel a real sense of up, I suspect. And now over the top. Yeah.
So you actually get some physical movement.
Right. There's a little bit. Up over the top. Try not to go backward when you go up. Try to just go up when you go up. You're still going backward when you go up. This is harder. There you go. You left it off when you got over the top, though. It's empty now. I want to feel. Here, get my hands. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm not adding pressure, but I go back up over the top and back down again. Over the top and back down again. Over the top and back down again.
There's a definite ratchet there.
Cool, cool, cool. It's a ratcheting function.
I'm not getting the washing
Down, going.
Breathing in.
There's down.
Yeah.
Up over the top. Don't let off what you got once you got down, and then come over the top again like a ratchet that's negatively ratcheting down. Okay? So when you come over the top and pick me up, and come down on top of it, and you get some compression in me, which is good. Hold that, don't let it go. Come back over the top again and come down again. Yeah, and I feel the second circulation, right. And it'll be a sequence of pop, 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 and eventually it's pretty quick. Pop, 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 pop. And hey, I would suggest trying this sort of stuff with all the Tayatari, Koryanashi, Gritsuke. Pretty cool up here. You make contact and then, and they go, why the fuck am I collapsing? And you say, oh, I guess you felt like collapsing today, I guess. That's neat. Cool. Yeah, man.
All right. How much for your book?
15. Just throw it in the box. Cool.
There's things through here so that you just do that. Think of that. We're having trouble with this washing down. So
Right.
I want to feel it underneath.
Yeah, do it.
Here, just get my hands.
Yeah. In fact, I want to feel. I get to feel it too. I can feel it too.
Put 2 hands on both. That's okay. Make firm connection like you really own me. No,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay, got it. We're all good?
I have a picture of that too. Oh, is that a different picture you want to do?
No, this is the same.
Okay, he's doing it way more rapid.
I am. I'm going quick.
I was not.
You want to slow? I can do slow.
No. I was just doing it too slow.
It's okay to do it fast or slow. Doesn't matter.
that's-
Here's very slow.
On social media. Everyone's telling you.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Do it back to me, man. Yeah. Don't let hold what you got. When you get me to compress, when you compress me, then go back over the top and compress me some more. You don't, there's a tendency to go.
Yeah, there is. We would let off, yeah.
And let off. I want to actually go up over the top, down into you, hold what I got, come back over the top, hold into you, go back over the top.
Okay.
Yeah, so it, oh, yeah, you get ratcheting load. Ratcheting load. Cool. Okie dokie, last thing for today. Last thing for today. So, these pictures, by the way, come from a book called Anatomy Trains. It's by a guy named Tom Meyer, who has dissected the body out in these particular ways to demonstrate the connections from the head to the toe through these kinds of tissues. Normally, people have dissected bodies and cut through these tissues as if they were sort of just meaningless connective tissue. Now, his theory is, no, there actually has motor function, actually has sensory function, actually does stuff. And so you have to dissect it out specially to be able to see what those connections look like. Anatomy Trains, good book. Stole the pictures from it, okay? Second thing, one of the more interesting illustrations in the whole book, I find, is this one at the end. That one right there. These are the deepest myofascial structures in the body, and they center, oddly enough, around our center. Japanese hara, dantien, all this stuff. What was interesting to me looking at that picture and sort of visualizing it in this particular way is that for all 30-something years of me doing this stuff, hara was the frontal abdominal muscles. Hara was a point 3 inches below my navel. Hara was this, even in meditation forms, it tends to be like a globe of energy below your navel and inside your body. Hara, imagined this way, with this anatomical detail, is a structure that's tied intimately to the opening and closing of the hips. It includes the psoas, it includes the pelvic bowl, which is where your perineum and your genitals are, right? It includes the entire cavity that's containing your abdominal organs, this entire barrel shape, and it's going up into the ribs, connecting into the head and down into the feet. It's a huge damn structure. It's not a single point. And it's certainly not just the front of the abdomen. And when you start relating to hara as this much deeper, larger structure, And you kind of tune into that sensation. It's like move from the hips. No, it's move through the hips. The action's coming from the feet, going through the hips, through the center, and out to express itself in the world. It's not moving from the hips. Completely different psychology to come from an isolated part versus coming from this big unified structure. So if you start imagining hara, or your center, in this kind of way, you can notice some differences. And we'll get into some more of how we kind of tune into that tomorrow. Okay? Cool. Questions? Problems? All good? Okay, great. Thank you. Good, good, good. Bravo. We're about to open it back up for, oh, actually, we have John Amwedo up next. John, are you there? Where's John? Is John gone?
He's around. Brian.
Ah, damn it, he's in there vomiting. Okay. Well, we'll open it up with names from the hat until John comes back out. And then we'll have a Osawa lesson from John. Okay. Kyosuke. Ray. Thank you all very much. Bravo. Okay. Where's my damn hat?